Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we've got to talk about something that most Americans don't really understand. The economy. Nobody knows how it works. Okay, the reason we need to talk about it is because we got a very strong indication that there is a recession on the way. People are already saying we're in one. We're not, but it's coming. What happened? The yield curve inverted. In English, the amount of money you make off of a 10-year treasury bond, the interest rate, it fell below what you would make off of a 2-year bond. What that means is that people have less faith in what's going to happen 10 years down the line than what they do in 2 years. It's pretty simple. So that's a very strong indication that we're headed into a recession. How strong? Out of the last 7 recessions we've had, it predicted all of them. It's an extremely strong indicator. It's not going to be different this time. You normally get, well, the last one, it was a 2-year warning. I don't think that it will happen. You'll have 2 years before the recession hits on this one, though, because this one is a little different. What is a recession? A recession is a decline in trade and industry activity. Pretty simple. Also means nothing, right? Tells you nothing. The GDP falls for 2 straight quarters. That's what it means. What is the GDP? The gross domestic product. That's the value of goods produced and services rendered across the country. That's what it means. What is the difference between a recession and a depression? Length. That's it. When a recession hits 2 years, it becomes a depression. I mean, depressions are typically a little bit more severe, but it's because they're longer lasting. Now, one of the more chilling statements that has come out of this is the former chairman of the Fed, Greenspan. He made a point to say that there was no barrier to yields falling below zero on bonds. He seems to be bracing people for the expectation that that happens, and that would be zero confidence in what's happening 2 years or 10 years down the line. That's bad. Unlike most previous recessions, this isn't a domino effect. When you start looking into economics and you start reading about it, they're going to say, well, typically a recession starts with unemployment being high, and then therefore less things are bought, therefore trade declines. It's not how this happened. This happened because of one thing and one thing only: the tariffs. What do the tariffs do? And the tariffs opposed on the other side. They limited the goods produced. That's what triggered this. People on Twitter are calling this the Trump recession. It is. It is. That's who triggered it. The sad part is that because it normally takes a while to take effect and us start feeling it, he may not catch the blame. It may be the next president that catches the blame for this. But it started today. It started today. Now, because the tariffs are in effect, I think it may happen sooner than 2 years. I think we might start feeling the effects. Okay, so what can you do if you are on the lower rungs of the economic class system in the United States? Get prepared. Get prepared. Don't make any purchases you don't have to. Don't make any big purchases you don't have to. Start kind of squirreling away some money if you don't have it. You may end up losing your job. If you are on the upper rungs, you've got money to burn it right now. That's the one thing that could stop this, is increasing demand for goods and services within the United States. The tariffs aren't allowing it to be exported. Burn through any reserves you have. Spend it. Make them produce more. So the last time tariffs triggered a recession of any significance was about, 80, 90 years ago. And it did go into the Great Depression. As much as it may may seem like the thing to do to kind of cheer this on, so you can point and say, look, Trump did it. We knew it was going to happen. We did know it was going to happen. If you look back through my videos, you discount the last month, go back all the way to the beginning, you may find 1 or 2 videos about the economy. In the last month, there's been a whole bunch. We did know this was coming. And yeah, it's Trump's fault. But at this point, you're on an airplane. And if it goes down with everybody on it. We need to do what we can to mitigate the destruction that his administration has caused. Otherwise, it's going to get bad for a lot of people. So don't cheer this on as much as you want to, as much as I want to. We've got to work to get out of it. So this is kind of where we're at. That's a kind of a primer on the terms that are going to keep popping up. You can expect stock markets to slide. You can expect any bubbles to burst. This is what's going to happen. It's what always happens. So kind of just be prepared, be ready for it. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.